Hollow Maze.
Protecting criminals, robbers. Hello, can you come back? Hello.
Police, record. Hey! All media cannot pass here. Media, please. Hey, media, please. Go back. Hello, Hamza, come here.
We should have our cameras. Rather die than off our cameras. Rather die than off our cameras. Who made that statement? Rather die than we don't intend to pass it. Who made that statement? We only saw her yes, because she's supposed to resume today. The people of Kogi Central are lacking representation, and the court has abandoned their interest so that she will go.
Please tell us your name. What's your name?
I'm going to give me the microphone.
What's your name, sir?
We are blocking back here.
Tell us your name.
So that
Senator, please speak up.
Excuse me, I'm having a conversation. Gentlemen, you are entitled to my phone.
That kid will phone.
May I know why you start
everything match.
On whose instruction are you here? We want to know. We want to know what exactly is going on. People should tell us. Look at police. Yesterday, police were protesting on behalf of police. And today, you are here again doing an illegitimate job.
Illegitimate?
You cannot be serving the whims and caprices of one man. Senator Akpabio is not the constituted authority. A senator wants to resume her duties, constitutional duties. What exactly are you people doing here? You say you are not under instruction. Can you leave so that she can pass? In a National Assembly of 109 senators, we have just 4 witches. One of them is the one going through this persecution.
Akpabio, whose election was?
Our right matters.
The person that wins the election for Akpabio.
You call yourself Nigerian.
You can see their faces.
There is shame on your faces because you know it means that you're doing the wrong thing. When you stand here and you say they gave you orders, even if they give you orders as slaves, you should not behave like slaves. How do you, sir, stand here and then you go back home and meet your children and say to them that indeed they are citizens when you yourself have not shown that you're citizens? You stand here, you're blocking a senator, a serving senator who is on our way in, the person who will make laws for your child to matter the way the child of Akpabio matters. But you're standing here and you're blocking because you have as a sergeant at arms. You are behaving in a very unconstitutional manner because the National Assembly is supposed to be for everybody, and you know that. So you have said that here, you're not saying anything.
Please, can she use this other part to pass? Can we
You're
pass?
afraid to speak. You stand here, you are a citizen, and you block the people who want to go in. Sir, look into your life and ask yourself, at this age, is this what you want to do? No. At this age, is this what you want to be? At this age, is this the Nigeria you want to see? Is this why you go home every day and say to your children that indeed you are building a Nigeria?
Children without health
You're
insurance.
destroying Nigeria. You're destroying the future of your children. And one day you'll be on the streets. You know, as a
22nd of July 2025, having duly notified the Senate through 2 letters that I would be resuming functions today. As a matter of fact, I'm disappointed on 2 grounds. One is the number of armed policemen that we met outside, you know, all well kitted with guns, charged at a female senator who is unarmed with her people here, patriotic Nigerians. And the second thing is the fact that the Senate, under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio, have decided to become lawbreakers, and by denying me entrance into the chambers to resume my duty. There's been some conversations in the media by his own team, trying to twist the narrative that the judge did not order my reinstatement, and I'd like to clarify that. You see, pursuant to Section 318 of the 1999 Constitution, it is very clear that decisions of a court comes in 5 ways. It could be a judicial decree, it could be a sentence, it could be an order, it could be a conviction, and it could be a recommendation. So an order is just one of the 5 decisions that a judge can pronounce over any case, and mine tilts towards a recommendation. Now you would think that a recommendation is a voluntary, that means the Senate has either they comply or they have the right not to comply, but I'd like to clarify that. Again, if you go further to the to section 287 subsection 3 of the 1999 Constitution, again it actually specifies in clear terms that decisions, that's any of these 5 decisions of any of the Nigerian courts, are binding and enforceable on every Nigerian and every authority. So what that means in simple terms, whether they mention that the Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court made an order or made a sentence or made a judicial decree or a recommendation, whatever, however they want to interpret the literal words, interpretation of the words, it is still a decision of a court and it is still binding on the National Assembly. The second issue that I have seen withering around the media is that the Senate appealed the judgment, and I mentioned it. I'm saying it clearly. Hamza, can you please give me? Where's Hamza? Let me have that page, please. Let me have the appeal. Let me show them the appeal. Now, this is the appeal that was initiated last week against Justice Binta Nyako's judgment. It is clear that it is not the National Assembly, neither it is the Senate that appealed the judgment. It's Akpabio himself. Read it. The President of the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Godswill Akpabio, he is the only appellant. The National Assembly has not appealed that judgment. The Senate has not appealed the judgment. The Committee on Ethics has not, that suspended me wrongly, has not appealed the judgment. As a matter of fact, Senator Akpabio joined the clerk of the National Assembly, the entire Senate, and the chairman Committee on Ethics as joint respondents to the case. That means Akpabio has taken the National Assembly and the Senate and the clerk and the committee to court as well. Do you understand? That must be clarified. So there is no reason whatsoever, contrary to the publications I read yesterday, that I should not resume today because the Senate has appealed my suspension judgment, and that's wrong. The Senate did not.
Your own appealed judgment.
No, what I appealed is the contempt, and that is separate. The judgment came in two parts. One was to address the contempt, which is based on the satirical letter which I made, or the satirical apology letter which I made on Facebook, which the judge thought it wise in her own stride that that amounts to contempt. But I'm saying clearly that that does not amount to contempt of her court, because before Justice Binta Nyako was not the matter of sexual harassment or the matter of suspension. And what I would say clearly, hold on, what I would say clearly here is me appealing the contempt does not in any way invalidate the decision of the court that mentions me resuming. And I'll say this again. In as much as the judgment, Justice Binta Nyako's judgment, was the most watery of all the suspension judgments we've had, taking into consideration Senator Aline Dume's and Senator Omar Gege's suspension. But there is one particular portion of her decision which I want us to hinge upon, where she mentioned that that my suspension is actually excessive, and that being suspended for 6 months actually will prevent my ability to carry out my constitutional functions as stipulated in Section 63 of the 1990 Constitution. Now, what does Section 63 of the 1999 Constitution mean? That every senator in this and every parliamentarian is to attend a sitting not less than 181 days per year to carry out my constituted functions. And what are the constitutional functions of a senator? One, legislative, which I'll do in there. Second is oversight of the executive. And third is representative of my people. So that means what Justice Binta Nyako told the National Assembly is that not only is my judgment excessive, but it will also deprive me of carrying out my constituted duties of which I was elected according to the Nigerian Constitution. That is Section 63. So that means my suspension is illegal. If you look at that, because anything that contravenes the Nigerian Constitution is illegal. And the National Assembly cannot be greater than the Constitution. They're now coming down again based on the appeal. Akpabio himself cannot be greater than the courts, cannot be greater than the Constitution. And I want Nigerians to know that the office of the Senate President, Akpabio himself, does not give me my legitimacy as a senator.
Hollow Maze. Parliamentary advocacy and journalism redefined.